A recent hobby addiction of mine is playing the guitar. That means I'm also constantly looking at guitars for sale, but the guitar will never replace the car. For the past few years, I've been eyeing the prices of first-gen Mustangs, and those prices are insane. People want good money for bad cars. Well, I found a way to pay a lot less money for still a bad car. And this is it, my new to me 1967 Ford Mustang. And just saying that sentence feels really cool. So where did this thing come from? Well, this was originally a vehicle used on the show Roadworthy Rescues on Motor Trend. Derek Bieri found this in a farm in Tennessee where it sat for 28 years and got it running, but it still needs a lot of work. He patched the floors, he redid the interior, and yeah, the engine runs and all that stuff, but I have a long way to go. This video is basically just to serve as the intro for the project, but while we're here, I figured we could get it going and drive it into the garage if possible, which initially seems difficult since there was no battery, the ignition isn't hooked to the starter, and that shifter is so sloppy, I thought it actually wasn't even connected to anything. I invited my buddy Derek Gibbs over to help out because he knows a bit more about this stuff than I do, but it turned out to be pretty easy. We got the battery connected, we used a remote starter, and after a few tries, it fired up.
Oh, there you go. Kicking gas.
We had to tighten one of the fuel lines because it was dripping a little bit, but just needed to tighten up a hose clamp and it stopped dripping. There's some oil blowing by. The shifter is actually connected and I've already ordered a bushing kit to tighten it up, but I just wanted to be able to drive it in and out of the garage to do stuff to it as needed. The plan going forward for the car is get rid of that inline six because no thanks. Get rid of that C4 gearbox because again, no thanks. So I think I'm gonna go 302 and either T5 or T56, and then that also means you have to upgrade the rear axle because you switch to, this is a 4-lug car. It's going to become a 5-lug car. It's going to get better brakes. It's going to get better suspension. And then the final thing to do after all of that stuff is done is then consider the exterior. But for now, I'm going to leave the outside as is. Eventually, I would love to do some kind of light, subtle John Player special theme, you know, black and gold touches on this. But as it sits here, the main goal is to turn it into a ratty canyon carver and then down the road care about how the thing looks. I do want to reach out to some companies to see who can help me though. There's rust. This is not a California car. This was a Tennessee farm car like I said. So I went to install a new battery box because it doesn't have the tray and like the metal where that would bolt in is just gone. So I might reach out to a company and see if we can patch the car underneath, stop the potential for future rust, and then go on from there. Maybe replace some of the hardware so that when it comes time to upgrade parts, it will be easy to get bolts on and off as well. I'm not worried about that just yet because it's cool to say I have a 67 Mustang sitting here in my garage. That's really fun, and I've already given it a nickname. I gotta go get it titled so I get the plates, but I'm thinking about NONWICK. It's gonna be the license plate on this one. It's going to be interesting because I have to go to the DMV and register this in California on bill of sale. There's no title with it. This is also a great reason why you should never truly care about the amount of owners on a vehicle if it's just going to be a fun runner of a machine, not like an auction special, superstar, you know, limited run, high dollar thing. This had one owner, and then Motor Trend bought it, and then I bought it from Motor Trend. So the amount of owners doesn't always matter because, as you can see, I've got my work cut out for me, but I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to use this as a platform to learn how to do as much of this myself as I can as well, and I will document that along the way because I'm not the best wrench by any means at all. I'm not a very good wrench at all. So I think using this platform is a smart way to do it because the parts availability is insane. I'm already like overwhelmed by how easy it is to find parts compared to, say, my Montero, where I'm buying things out of the Philippines or Siberia, Australia, you know, like they're it's so hard to find parts, except for a few companies that are starting to make some good stuff like Lusso Overland and Adventure Driven Design. But with this, they're everywhere and they're far more affordable. You can go from affordable to insanely expensive. So whatever you want to do on these is great. But either way, I'm excited to get started. I'm excited that we already got it running. I knew it could run, but it also sat for a year after they finished shooting this car. So it does run. It smokes a little bit, but who cares? Like that engine, I don't care about that engine. I just needed it so I can move this around as needed. The brakes work. It's a little bit sketchy there though, but yeah, it is movable. I can move it around as needed, and for bigger jobs, I can get it out to a local shop as well. So that'll be good. But here you go. This is it. New project car. I'm going to be better about this one than I was the Jag, which I never really documented on the channel. This one, covering it a bunch. Stay tuned for more Mustang.